Something hella strange is going on in Splatoon 3 Side Order, and that is saying something for a game series that has got some of the weirdest lore in video games. As you head back to Inkopolis Square specifically, this weird disruption scatters across the screen, and then you wake up in a world that's been mysteriously drained of all of its colour. An absolute travesty considering how vibrantly colourful Inkling culture has been for all of this time. Ahead of its release on the 22nd of February, we got to go hands-on with Side Order, this DLC for Splatoon 3, and this is a fun new single-player twist on the classic Splatoon series action. Instead of playing once again as Agent 3 from the main game, you'll be creating another new character to represent the newly numbered Agent 8. Once again, they suddenly find themselves embroiled in a mission to save the Inkling world without having an inkling of what's going on. All that they know is that Pearl is there in floating robot form, and, well, we can't say what the dish is with Marina just yet, but that's part of the whole mystery for this DLC story. And at the heart of this story is the Tower, an imposing obelisk in this monochromatic Inkopolis sky, where you have to head inside to figure out what is going on. Within, you'll find randomised level after level, building up to big boss battles, and if you run out of lives, you'll get sent right back to the ground floor. And if that hasn't helped you put it all together yet, then this is a very Splatoon take on a roguelike. The first run through this takes the form of a very prescribed sequence of 10 entry-level missions, building up to the first boss battle and narrative revelations. Along the way, you'll get to grips with the various tweaks and mechanics that Nintendo has brought together. So, similar to other Splatoon single-player stories, there's a bite-sized nature to going through the levels here, and those levels combine a little bit of salmon run, a little bit of multiplayer, and a little bit of roguelike progression for something that feels a little bit new and distinct. Once you get into the meat of Side Order, you'll start each run by picking a weapon and ability combo from the range that you've unlocked within the mode. And that is what you'll ride with through your run. This is dubbed a Pallet though, because as you step into the tower with Pearlbot by your side and take on each level, you get a colour chip that will augment your abilities in some way for that particular run. It could be a boost to damage at short range, increased ink recharge, making your ink poisonous to enemies, adding the chance for item drops from enemies, and lending Pearl some abilities to use in support. These can be quite transformative, and one example that we were shown was that over the course of a run, you can morph a slow and precise splat charger into something much more akin to a fast-firing, close-range shotgun. After that introductory run, you'll always have a choice of 3 levels to take on. Each one will have a different difficulty level indicated, with higher difficulty levels rewarding you with more currency to use through a run, and a specific colour chip that you get to use immediately as you slot it into your palette. For well-versed Splatoon players, it's pretty easy to just go for the highest difficulty available, which ranges from easy up through medium, hard, and the top level of rigorous. But doing that won't prepare your build very well, and you could easily end up having a bunch of colour chips that do nothing for your current weapon. Step into the level and there's a few different modes that you'll encounter, like blowing up portals through which the weirdly transparent enemy fish emerge, holding onto a control point against those oncoming waves, escorting a tower, and trying to take out roller sharks that will run away from you, and more. They're often riffing off the modes that you'll find throughout the multiplayer game, but give that short and sharp bite-sized gameplay that Splatoon is best known for. Every 10th level then throws a boss battle at you with a range that we've seen in our hands-on time that will really challenge you in different ways. At the end of each run, it's time to head to the base of the tower, and this is where you engage with the metagame of getting those permanent upgrades for things like the maximum number of lives that you've got, damage reduction, broken armor jump which gets you out of a sticky situation, and other enhancements that will help you on subsequent runs. Once again, this is lifting from the roguelike playbook. And that's basically where we're at with this. Adding roguelikes into games seems to be all of the rage these days, taking something familiar and putting a different spin on things to enhance that replayability of generally single player game or sometimes multiplayer experience. And compared to the main story mode of Splatoon 3, that is what awaits you in the tower at the heart of Side Order. There's plenty of these familiar ingredients in what Nintendo are plating up here, but the end result looks and tastes just that little bit different as you chow down. That's all that we've got for our quick preview of Splatoon 3 Side Order. The DLC, the second part of the expansion pass, is available on the 22nd of February, and we will be diving in for a full review around about then as well. Hopefully you've enjoyed what you've seen, and if you have, please make sure to do the usual YouTube things of liking, subscribing, clicking bell icons. You know the drill, and so hopefully we will see you again soon. Goodbye!